So you're debating on whether or not to unlock your inner anime character while simultaneously playing Guild Wars? Allow me to choose that answer for you. That's exactly what you want to do. And the only way to do that is by getting into Guild Wars 2, picking up Revenant, changing your Discord profile picture to an anime character of your choice, hit your friends with a couple NANI? Sound bites at the same time, and you're halfway there. I go by Kiba in Guild Wars 2, and I have been playing for over 8 years now. I have recently been looking at sharing my knowledge, making these videos here on YouTube, but you can also catch me on Twitch TV/Kiba_, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Now, Revenant is by far one of the best classes in 2020 and is actually one of my favorites. But yet, when you look at the statistics, Rev has the lowest playtime amount when compared to all the other professions in Guild Wars 2. So why is that? Surely, like, all the Kirito online cosplayers would by default pick up this profession when playing Guild Wars 2? Well, I will explain why I believe that is. And with some of the insight that I'm going to share with you in this video a little bit later on in the tips, you will hopefully see why you should pick up Revenant as your main profession in 2020, going into 2021, and I will explain that, or try to at least, in 10 minutes or less. So the first point I would actually like to address is Revenant, in my opinion, is played the least compared to the other professions because it requires a higher level of mechanical sense in the game. If you watched my last video on if Warrior is viable in 2020, the first thing I mentioned is Warrior's degree of difficulty, and how it is quite simple to understand the underlying class mechanics since it's based around adrenaline. Revenant is a bit different. In terms of degree of difficulty, I would probably grade it 5 out of 5. The Revenant profession is built around channeling the powers of certain legendary figures from the Guild Wars franchise. You also have a resource called energy, and you can choose 2 out of the 6 legends at a single time. Now, each legend has a fixed amount of skills, so you must choose wisely on this, depending on which game mode you are playing at that time. Now, while managing your legends, you must also manage your energy and understand when and how to use your skills. Revenant's utility skills not only have internal cooldowns, but also require energy as a way of channeling them. This means that if you aren't paying attention, you could heavily be punished by running out of energy because you wouldn't be able to do so much as cast an auto attack until it fully recharges again. This is why I believe most players who are new to Revenant have a hard time grasping the class, but that makes it that much more valuable if you can pick it up and master it in any degree. Also, the high skill floor gives you some benefit that you might not have known, and I will go over that, and towards the end of the video I will give you some tips that I find will help you efficiently overcome that barrier to entry by showcasing what I did and how I was able to manage my energy and legend swapping as fast as possible. Now let's say you decide to pick up Revenant despite the struggles in the beginning. You are comfortable with the class and ready to take your Revenant to the next level. The grade that I would give Revenant on viability as well as build diversity is 5 out of 5. You can just scroll through the Metabattle page on builds and you can easily see that Revenant is top tier in PvP, fractals, open world, raids, and world versus world. On top of that, you have more than just one build per game mode. That is just an overall strong build to play. By that logic, you should probably never ever get bored with this class once you master it. Yeah, I even know people who are hard stuck on Power Hero to this day, and that class has been out since 2014, I believe, when Heart of Thorns released. So that just gives you some context. But seriously, if you don't want to feel like a one trick, you do have options, and you can even theory craft your own builds. I do feel that right now Revenant has some undiscovered builds that could probably work its way into the meta, so why not be the first? Now the next two parts of the video are going to be what I think about Revenant's future, so that way you can get a better understanding of where the class is going to be before the next expansion, and what I've found to be the most efficient way of learning how to manage your energy well, as well as your legends. But first, if you do like the video and you find this content useful, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a comment below on what you think of Revenant after watching this. Also, let me know what other class you would like me to do a video on next. And if you want to watch some Revenant gameplay in action, please follow me on Twitch with the link down below in the description. Now, let's get to the next point. With how much certain legends or weapons quote-unquote overperform right now with Revenant, the future is kind of uncertain. I can strongly assume that Revenant will probably take some nerfs in PvP, but I still think the class will have a place in the game mode. There are just too many builds right now that I'm sure one is bound to replace any of the nerfed ones. I'm pretty sure in World vs. World and PvE, the utility of Rev will more than likely stay consistent, so that I would say Rev's future state, grading it a 4 out of 5. So with all that information, hopefully you can decide whether or not you would like to play Revenant as your main profession. For me, I used to play Warrior, but now Revenant is in fact my main profession. However, I still do play Warrior for my PvP team. But if you made it all the way through the video, here is the final tip: how to pick up the class as fast as possible from my perspective. And I believe the first thing that you should probably do after creating your Revenant is go into the PvP lobby, pick the Power Shiro build that you see on Metabattle, and then go into a duel arena where you can duel other players or the free-for-all arena. Spend about an hour just fighting multiple players, and you will see the difference. Now, personally, this has helped me learn the class 10 times faster than any other method because I was more focused on energy management. The reason why is I got punished the hardest whenever I was fighting other players. So that really stuck with me and translated really well in World vs. World and PvE. It helped me memorize how to manage my energy faster, and so I believe it can do the same for you. And if you can't find anyone to duel, feel free to add me, kiba.9570, and if I am available, I will duel a couple rounds with you. So there you go. It looks like we were actually able to get this taken care of in under 10 minutes. So I wanted to leave you up with the grades that I give Rev on each point I shared, hopefully give you more insight and make you feel more comfortable on making sure this decision is right for you if you decided on whether or not you wanted to play Rev as your main profession. Check out also my other socials such as my Twitter and Instagram so you can keep up with some more updates in and out of the game. And I hope to see you all in the next video.